I know there's a sadness that you can't seem to get rid of sometimes, and it comes from time to time, and it's something that you've had to deal with for a long time, years, maybe almost all your life. And I know that this sadness just seems to be something that you're never going to be able to get rid of. And I'm here to tell you that that might be true. Sometimes we're gonna have to walk with grief. Sometimes we're gonna have to stay in bed with grief, hugging those parts of us that need reassurance that they're not alone, that you're not alone. And so those parts of you that are full of sadness, like a well of water that goes and goes and goes, and it's just deep and deep, and there's no way that you can ever get rid of it. It asks you to take a moment to slow down and be with those parts of yourself, to listen to those parts of yourself, to hold their hand. It's essentially you being your best friend, you being that friend that is immediately available when others are not, and when it seems like others are failing you, or when it seems like you don't want anyone around you because you feel like you're pushing everyone away. It's because that part of you is asking for your attention, is asking for you to be there for that part of you, for you to be there for you. So sometimes you're not going to be able to get out of bed. Sometimes you're not going to be able to do much throughout the day. Sometimes the success in the day is going to be being able to at least feed yourself, being able to get in the shower, being able to get up and do something in the day, even if you didn't finish all the tasks that you had set your mind to. Sometimes it's not about productivity. If anything, that slows down completely sometimes in order for you to be able to face and have the space and energy and time to only be there for that part of you that is sad, that part of you that is walking with grief. Sometimes you're going to have to walk with grief because grief is not a mile marker. It's not something you just pass on and look and say hi and pass on by onto your next one. Sometimes you're going to have to sit there and be with grief, or walk with grief as you are walking in life. So I don't know who needed to hear that today, but it's okay sometimes to be in your grief and to walk with grief, because grief teaches you so much. Grief is often the biggest teacher aside love, and both kind of go hand in hand in many, many ways. So you're allowed to walk with grief sometimes. It doesn't make you any less of a productive member of society, or any less of a productive friend or partner or parent. Sometimes you're going to have to allow yourself to see the humanity in you and be there for that humanity in you, just like we would be for our best friends, just like we would be for our children, our loved ones, our friends, when they are going through deep grief, and we are there to be companions and show that we care and that we would do anything to make them feel a little better, but not to take away their grief, but just instead to be there for them, to know they're not alone. Sometimes that's what we're going to have to be for ourselves. I hope that this message finds you, and that wherever you are and in wherever stage you are in this grief, just know you're not alone, and there are many who go through this every day, and that it's okay sometimes to not be okay.